Islam Makhachev has weighed in on Conor McGregor's upcoming return, and his reaction was a lot more positive than some fans were expecting. Islam said that Conor coming back is good for the sport, pointing to the massive attention and star power he brings with him. He then gave his prediction for the fight and also confirmed that he himself will be ready to compete in August, though no opponent has been named yet. That alone has the MMA world buzzing. The second half of 2026 is shaping up to be absolutely stacked. We're looking at Ilia Topuria and Alex Pereira in June, Conor McGregor stepping back in July, and now Islam targeting August. The schedule is wild. Another detail that's been getting fans talking is Conor's activity under the UFC anti-doping program. He's already been tested 12 times in 2026, and we're still in May. To put that in perspective, Merab Dvalishvili was the most tested fighter in all of 2025, finishing the year with 14 total tests. After years of doubt and uncertainty, fans are genuinely starting to believe McGregor might actually be back for real this time. Let's hear what Islam has to say.
We've got Conor McGregor making his return. What was your reaction when that was announced?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Big name for our sports, and but he have tough opponents. Max Holloway against Conor. I think Max can beat him.
When are we going to see you back in the octagon?
Right after here, I'm going to the camp, and I don't know, August, I will be ready. A lot of contenders, but number one is the young Gaethje, and we have still a couple more who won't take the belt, but I don't give no one.
Josh Thompson and Daniel Cormier got into a pretty heated back and forth over Ilia Topuria's resume. Josh argued that depending on how you break it down, the resume might not be as impressive as it seems on the surface, while DC pushed back hard and defended Topuria's rise to the top. Adding more fuel to the spotlight around Ilia, he also posted a striking message online, a funeral-themed setup featuring photos of his last 4 opponents, with a caption referencing the White House, a white rose, and a nap in its gardens. It was clearly directed at Justin Gaethje, a calculated psychological shot ahead of their build-up. Meanwhile, more training camp stories continued to build Topuria's aura. Former champion Merab Dvalishvili recently revealed that when he sparred with Ilia, he couldn't take him down at all, calling his defensive wrestling impossible to crack and praising how solid and hard to control he is in grappling exchanges. Ilia has also been pretty clear in recent interviews. He's not planning to wrestle Justin. He wants a highlight reel finish. Let's hear what Josh Thompson and DC has to say.
His run is as great as it has been. It's been tainted a little bit because you've got the Volkanovski coming off the knockout to Islam. Then you've got the Max going up to 55, having success, and then killing himself to get back down to 45. Obviously, we all know that affects your chin. And then fighting Charles Oliveira, who, you know, is older a little bit, getting a little, like, been chipped a little bit more.
That is that is the sound, Josh, of a person that is looking to poke holes into the resume of Ilia Topuria.
That's Josh Thompson, though. I'm sorry, man. That's a Josh Thompson feel. Yes.
This is a Josh Thompson type of theory, right? Because you're the guy that if we said, well, Ilia Topuria knocked out Max, but he cut off.
I know.
But I get it. I get if you want to find something that's not as great about anything, you can go find that. But at the end of the day, he still just beat back-to-back the 2 greatest featherweight champions of all time.
Alex Pereira's coach, Plinio Cruz, made a notable claim in a recent interview saying that Topuria was walking around at approximately 90 kilograms, which is close to 200 pounds, roughly a month out from the fight. Cruz claimed that Ilia needs to cut around 45 pounds in the final 5 to 6 weeks of camp. That kind of number immediately raised eyebrows. Weight cuts like that are brutal, especially in the final stretch of a camp when the body is already under maximum stress. Cruz spoke from experience, pointing out that the weight cut is often the hardest part of a fighter's preparation, sometimes even more demanding than the fight itself. He referenced Khamzat Chimaev's cut of around 46 pounds ahead of his fight against Strickland as a comparison, highlighting how draining that process can be when pushed to the extreme. He also raised the question of whether a cut that severe could become a real problem late in camp or potentially hand Justin an opportunity if Ilia struggles to recover properly. At the same time, Cruz acknowledged that every fighter responds differently. There's no one-size-fits-all outcome when it comes to drastic cuts. And for his part, Topuria himself hasn't shown any concern publicly. In recent interviews, he's been consistent. Everything in camp is going according to plan, and he's on schedule. Still, the comments have sparked plenty of discussion among fans, especially given how often extreme weight cuts have become a central talking point in modern MMA. Joe Rogan had his own reaction to the weight cut drama surrounding Khamzat Chimaev, and he didn't hold back.
100%, dude. He cut 22 kilos. Listen to me. He got 40-something pounds. They were making it so that he was going to fight Yuri Prohaska.
At 205.
Right. So he starts bulking up, and he's eating like a fucking animal, and he's deadlifting and doing all kinds of
He
crazy
said he was
shit.
230, I think.
He was above that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was somewhere north of 230. And so then he's 230, whatever. And so then he's got to drop down to 85, which is bananas. That's so hard to do. He never got fat. So what happens? Well, your muscle gets eaten away.
Yeah.
Your body deteriorates. You can't recover. And he had a bad breakdown in the middle of the weight cut.
I heard his horror. Was here his brother today was like,
Yes.
we thought his body was going to shut down.
Yeah, so they took an hour off weight cutting, and then they went back. And he only had like 1.2 kilos to lose at that point, which is, what is that? Was that like 5 pounds?
Dan Hardy believes he knows exactly where things went wrong for Khamzat Chimaev in that Strickland loss, and according to him, the problem started long before fight night. Hardy suggested that Chimaev may have let himself get too big for the middleweight division and left the weight cut too late. At the elite level, that kind of mistake doesn't just affect your weight, it tanks your cardio, your explosiveness, and your overall performance inside the cage. Considering how physically imposing Khamzat looked leading into the fight, Hardy believes that played a major role in why he didn't look like himself on the night. Despite the loss, Chimaev clearly has no intention of fading into the background. He's already calling for a rematch with Strickland and making it obvious he doesn't believe the result reflects who the better fighter is. Things got even messier when Khamzat posted and then quickly deleted a tweet suggesting he didn't get the judge's decision because he isn't American. The deleted post immediately sparked a wave of backlash online, with fans debating whether he genuinely felt robbed or was just reacting emotionally after a tough and frustrating loss.
I don't know whether he's allowed himself to get a little bit too big for the weight class and then he left it too late to start bringing his weight down. But he looked a little bit reckless to me, a little bit frustrated at times. And that's... you kind of got to expect that when you fight in Strickland. Like you can't go in there and allow yourself to become frustrated by the way that he fights, because that's a part of the way that he fights. It's a part of the trap. It's a part of what makes you overreach and miss, and a part of what makes you want to always go first, right? Because that's another thing that Strickland's very good at. He's very good at standing and waiting, and you go first and he leans away, and it's just such a weird, it blows my mind. It's so effective, honestly. But that's the thing. He's got a confident but a patient game, and a bit similar to Nate Diaz. You know, it's like fighting an inflatable punch bag. You can never really get a clean shot on the top end of it because it just drifts away.
That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.